Okay, match 3, we get to be on the play, which is always great with this deck. We have a 1-lander, and it's not an island, which is generally a reason to ship it. If we could force there to be a land on top of our deck, this hand would be great. Turn 2, Kiln Fiend. Turn 3, find this third island, Gush, and try to win. Or at least attack for a bunch. But we're not playing that many lands, so we can't count on having one on top of our library. This hand is much better. Oh, we got paired against Numot. This is sweet. Alright, so we're going to go turn 1 Delver Secrets, and we're on the play. So a lot of people were saying that the new Scryroll made Delver of Secrets better, and everyone's like, well, Delver of Secrets is already good. But now we actually get to see that in action, because we get to keep a instant or sorcery on top of our library, play a turn 1 Delver, and then flip it. So I actually was watching Numot's stream earlier in the day, and he was playing Izzet Blitz as well, so I think we're in for a mirror match here. Unless he has finished that league and is playing something else. Alright, so I'm going to hold on to this Gataxian Probe, I think. But I am going to preordain and try to make sure I cast a Nivik Cyclops next turn. Alright, Gush and Kiln Fiend. Well, those are both good cards, but the Gush requires an island to be good. So what do I want to do? Since I'm pretty sure we're playing the mirror, I know our opponent can't get rid of Nivik Cyclops easily, so I'm just going to count on this Nivik Cyclops to be good for us, and I'm not going to need a Kiln Fiend as well. So I'm going to get rid of Gush and Kiln Fiend and look for an untapped land. Alright, there's a Ponder. And lo and behold, it is the mirror match. He's got blue and red. Although his full art lands are different than our full art lands. These are still pretty good. But obviously I prefer mine, otherwise I would not have picked them out. Alright. Insect down. Kiln Fiend. Okay, well I know I said that I was going to play the Cyclops, but since I drew a Kiln Fiend and I don't have an untapped land, I want to play Kiln Fiend. The problem is, our opponent could just have another Bolt. So if I play Kiln Fiend, if he bolts it, I'm really sad. So I could waste a Gataxian Probe to find out, but even then, if he just has a card selection spell in hand or he top decks a Bolt, then that's kind of useless. So since I have a spare Nivik Cyclops in hand, I think I'm just going to run out this Kiln Fiend with no protection and see what he does. Alright, he ponders. He's probably looking for a Bolt of his own, so he can take down this Kiln Fiend, or maybe an untapped land, so he can play a Kiln Fiend of his own. He chose to not shuffle, and the Kiln Fiend predictably dies. Alright, perfect. So now I'm playing the Cyclops. Unless he double bolts it, he can't get rid of it, as far as I know. And he just wasted 2 bolts. Not wasted, they were very well used, but he just used 2 bolts and he only has 2 left in the deck. So the odds of this Nivik Cyclops dying are very, very low. Alright, can we win this turn? That is the question. So I'll start with a Ponder or a Gataxian Probe. Which one first? I guess I'll start with a Ponder. So what am I going to do here? I believe I'm going to take the Ponder and I'm going to plan on shuffling. Or actually, what I mean to say is I'm going to take the Ponder, I'm going to play another Ponder, and then I'm going to shuffle. Temur Battle Rage will win it for me. Okay, Gush, that's excellent. So I am going to have to draw some junk to do it. So if I'm going to do this, it's going to require I draw some junk. So if I take the Gush, I can Gush, Gataxian Probe, Bolt. And that's 6 more power on our Nivik Cyclops, so it becomes a 13-4. And the Bolt also does 3 damage. So I can take him down to 1. The problem is then I have an Island and a Delver of Secrets in hand, and I can't even cast it this turn. So I think I'm going to shuffle and try to find something that will actually win me the game. Evolving Wilds. Well, that will not win me the game. Let's Gataxian Probe. And we finally get to see what's in his hand. So he has a Dispel, but he doesn't have the blue mana available for it. Temur Battle Rage. Okay, awesome. We win. So that's what this mirror is like. You stare back and forth at the other portion until you see who draws their combo first. Okay, for sideboarding, Kenji is red and blue, just like we are. So we want our Hydras, we want our Pyros. We want all the creature removal we can find. So we probably want these Flame Slashes as well. The game's probably going to go on a while since we're going to have Hydras and Pyros and all our bolts and Flame Slashes and know how to use them. So Stormbound Geist could definitely be a consideration. Even Eldrazi Sky Spawner, just to up our creature count as much as humanly possible. So we could bring in all these cards and go for a really long game, where we're removing his stuff, he's presumably removing ours, but we have 2 extra creatures. And we could sideboard out the combo. And I think that's the play I want to make, since I'm on the draw, and it's going to be harder for me to combo off than him. So I think I'm going to get rid of a Battle Rage, an Impulse, Gut Shot for sure, Shadow Rift, Mutagenic Growth, 1 Gush, and probably not an Apostle's Blessing. I think Apostle's Blessing is still too good. I still need to get rid of 2 cards. I think the cards we're bringing in are just better than the cards we already have, so we could cut some card selection spells. That's not really a great idea with this deck. Let's see what that makes us look like. So yeah, I think I like the look of this overall. We still have Temur Battle Rages we can find to just win the game out of nowhere, but most of our creatures are going to die a lot easier, so Temur Battle Rage is worse, especially when they could have instant speed interaction like Dispel or Hydro or Pyroblast. So we'll run this and see how it goes. Alright, so we are on the draw. Kenji had a mulligan to 6. This is a 1-lander, but it does have card selection and the potential of a turn 1 Delver if we draw an island. I think I like this hand. I'm going to keep it. Although it doesn't have any of our sideboard cards in it, and our sideboard cards could really change the game. A Pyro or Hydro could go a really long way. So maybe I want to be a bit more aggressive in mulligan. I don't think that I do, though. This hand might be a bit slow, but I think it's fast enough. Kenji Scryed to the top. Turn 1 Mountain. Okay, that's not quite the island that we needed. So we could Gitaxian Probe here, just to know what's up, and maybe try to spike an island off the top of our library. But I don't think that's good. I'd rather wait until he's had a couple more draw steps to decide whether or not we want to Gitaxian Probe. Alright, we'll fetch an island here. And a Kiln Fiend. Alright, so here's the big choice. Do we play Delver or Kiln Fiend? Our opponent's probably going to have plenty of removal in their deck between Bolts and Hydroblast and Flame Slashes. So I think I want to force them to... I guess I'm just going to burn a Hydro... or burn a Gitaxian Probe. I don't really want to do this, but this lets me know whether I should play Kiln Fiend or Delver this turn. Okay, so our opponent has Cyclops online next turn. If I play Kiln Fiend, they can just Hydroblast it, untap, and play Cyclops. However, if I play Delver, then they have to worry a little bit more. Let's see what I draw first. Alright, I drew another Delver Secrets. I would really like to Preordain or Ponder to try to find a Flame Slash or a Hydro or Pyroblast to get rid of his Nivix Cyclops. But maybe he just is scared of my own removal for it and doesn't tap out for it and waits till he has removal of his own. So for that reason, I'm just going to play a Delver and pass. If he just goes ahead and slams the Cyclops on his 3rd turn with no fear, then that could work out badly for us, but I think I want to take this slightly riskier play. So he's playing his Probe. It's good and bad. It's bad because he knows what's in our hand, so he knows he can just slam the Nivix Cyclops. It's good because now he has one less thing to trigger the Nivix Cyclops with once it comes down. So we might not just be dead if he untaps with it. Alright, so as predicted, since he knows the coast is clear, he plays the Nivix. And now all that we know he has in his hand is a Flame Slash and a Hydroblast. Mountain. I'm not going to reveal a mountain. Alright, so I need to find Flame Slash or Pyroblast, so I'm going to Ponder. and try to look for one. Alright, there's the Pyroblast. Perfect. So what do I want to draw after that? I guess Temur Battle Rage. So Mountain, Temur Battle Rage, Pyroblast. No shuffle. This means our Delver is going to flip next turn. And I get to attack for 1. So now he has Flame Slash and Hydroblast. Let's see if he kills our Delver of Secrets. He doesn't. Okay. So what are his other 2 cards in hand, I wonder? I think I'm just going to attack. I'm going to force him to go ahead and deal with this if he has a Lightning Bolt or equivalent. And now I have the option of playing Kiln Fiend plus Delver of Secrets, or maybe Kiln Fiend plus a Preordain. I think I just want to pressure our opponent as much as possible, so I'm going to play 2 creatures. Our opponent has Gitaxian Probe, so they get to see we have the Battle Rage in hand, and the Gush that's going to be scary once we draw an island. He did pay mana for it, however, because he knew he's under a lot of pressure right now. Another Evolving Wilds. Flame Slash takes out the Flip Delver, not the Kiln Fiend. That's interesting. I guess we know he has Hydroblast in hand right now, so he can take out the Kiln Fiend whenever he wants to. There is a danger to doing that, however, because if we draw like Apostle's Blessing or something. Alright. So I'm going to Preordain, try to find an island for this Gush. Or this Nivik Cyclops, potentially. And our opponent's going to take this opportunity to Hydro, which makes sense, before we could potentially draw protection. Although if he was going to do it in response to any card draw spell, I think he should have just done it while I was tapped out. But he could also maybe have a Bolt in hand and want us to protect it. Okay, Pyroblast is awesome, and Gush is not. So the only thing this Pyroblast is bad against is exactly Kiln Fiend. It's great against Delver or Nivik Cyclops. So if those 2 are one of the creatures he draws first, it's going to be a very good card, so which is why I kept it, even though it doesn't really do anything at the moment. Ponder, okay, let's see whether he shuffles or not. We now know none of his cards from our earlier Gitaxian Probe. He chose to shuffle, and he plays an island and passes, so he's down to 2 cards in hand. They're both unknowns. Evolving Wilds. We do not want to reveal this, but it is going to be an island for this Gush, which is good for us. We'll start by attacking. I'm going to go ahead and play Nivik Cyclops, leave open a Pyroblast, and I'm not going to Gush because there's no point in doing that yet. I'll do it when I can attack with Cyclops. Alright, and we win the match! Apparently he drew pretty poorly these last couple turns. He didn't have any removal or any creatures of his own, which is generally not a good way to win if you're playing Izzet Blitz. So we drew a bit better, we took down Kenji, and we are on to the next match.